this has anything to do with belief in the blockchain. It simply has to do with belief
What's going on, guys?
in cryptocurrencies.
So I had to do a video on this because my inbox and everything's been blowing up lately. I guess there was a lot of rumors about BitConnect opening up an ICO. As I mentioned on some of my streams, I wasn't really in the know on some of these different things, so it was kind of new to me. I had just recently kind of reached out to some people and I was talking about it a little bit. So it's 2 a.m. here. I figured this is probably a better time for some of you guys like getting online. I figured I could go over some different things and what I believe is going on. So I talked with several people. They don't seem to know it, a whole lot. I mean, essentially, there's going to be more official stuff that's going on. That'll be rolled out on the 10th, so they'll be getting more information, and that's that. But here's what I think's going on. Just from the conversations that have been going on, I think what you're seeing right now is BitConnect is a trend setter. They tend to be very innovative in the market. You're seeing them do some things that are kind of outside the box type of thinking. And one of the recent trends that we've seen, and this is a very recent trend, and you've been seeing some of the BitConnect promoters that have been promoting an exchange called Binance. And so this was an exchange that has recently, risen all the way up to #1 on CoinMarketCap at one point in terms of the trade volume. Let's take a look, see where it's at right now. Yeah, let's take a look right here. If you're looking at volumes of trading, right now, Binance is the #1 exchange in the world. And so they have just outpaced Bitcoin. And so what you're seeing is, Bittrex has been more of the US exchange. It's been used quite a bit. Bitfinex has been a popular one, and you're starting to see some investments in some other Asian markets. And Poloniex was traditionally the #1 exchange that we saw trading. So what we've seen recently is just a real surge with Binance. They have their own coin, they have their own exchange, and they're doing things very innovatively, and they have an affiliate, structure program. And I think what you're seeing is with BitConnect, they kind of are wanting promoter types to be more exclusive to the platform. Well, if BitConnect doesn't have the functionality of an exchange to trade and the functionality of perhaps even having a coin where they can trade on that exchange and some different things, this gives them a little bit of options. And so that's the way I see it. I see the X in BitConnect X essentially being exchanged. That's kind of a shorter term, for that type of thing. And if you're looking at their roadmap, there have been some rumors, I guess, going on that basically BitConnect had, was going to finish part of their roadmap a little bit earlier. And so I think what you're seeing, let's take here, it's going to, oh geez, there we go, roadmap. So this is nice, big version, sweet. So one of the things we were seeing was a decentralized fiat exchange, and essentially having a way to kind of buy and sell into BCC or Bitcoin, using a decentralized fiat exchange. This is a need that that is becoming more and more apparent, especially with people and larger investors getting into platforms like this. They want to put large sums of money in, and they kind of want to skip some of the hurdles in order to do that, because going through entities like Coinbase, going through entities where there's going to be a little bit more oversight potentially in the future, there's going to be some different ways that people just want to get out of that, but they still want to transact large sums of money, and they want to get into some of these investment platforms because they believe in it, and it's, they're starting to become more legitimized in the crypto landscape, and so I think that's what you're seeing. So let me check in with the chat a little bit. Trevon removed his video. Yeah, probably someone asked him to. Yeah, BCC is faster than Litecoin. it's instant inside the BCC platform. So it actually is faster inside the platform than it is on, you know, maybe outside, but even outside, I think it's like 2 minutes. Thoughts on the price of BCC? Yeah, let's take a look at that because I'm looking at things more from a market perspective. So let's pull up pricing here a little bit. It's been, you know, kind of holding, you know, roughly around $400, and we saw it come up to about 450 or so, not too long ago. We're outside the exchange, so this is not the best here. Bear with me one sec here. Just in the last 6 hours, we've seen prices kind of, you know, take a little bit of a dip, come back up. Volume's been kind of, you know, erratic, at least right here. We have quite a bit of volume here, looking over the last 24 hours. This is a little bit of a different charting scheme, so these change a little bit from time to time, seems like. So, yeah, you know, the way I'm kind of looking at, you know, in terms of price predictions, you know, the price has been about 0.03 BTC. I would anticipate it's probably going to stay around that price. I don't know if it's going to go a whole lot over that, but I think right now Bitcoin's price is so low. So if you're tying it to Bitcoin's price, you know, Bitcoin's right at $13,000. So I don't, you know, I want to see Bitcoin come up a little bit more before, you know, the dollar prediction of BitConnect goes up. But the trend that we've been seeing is that it's been kind of plateauing there and it's been staying fairly steady. So if you see a lot more investors coming into it, that might be something where you see the price come up. What's going on, Craig? An exchange for tokens from all lending platforms. Alan Porter. People think the top promoter of BitConnect created Decado coin. Yeah, I think I had heard a rumor, you know, kind of about that. Yeah, I don't know enough to speak on it. It's not a platform that I've gotten into quite yet, but yeah. So that's kind of like, you know, what I'm seeing right now in terms of you know, the exchange itself. I think what we're going to see is a different way for people to get into BitConnect, and this is going to allow them to transact. Say you wanted to transact with a credit card, you know, maybe that's an easier, you know, method for you. I mean, you want to transact, you want to wire money, you want to do some of these things these other exchanges are doing. I think that is probably some of the things that are on the forefront of what BitConnect's trying to put out there right now. I think that's what you're seeing. You're seeing kind of the market go. And I think what you're seeing with BitConnect is BitConnect wants to be a very innovative platform. And that's traditionally what we've seen with some of the features, some of the things they've done last year. They were the top performing coin of 2017. So, you know, there's some interesting dynamics, you know, behind that aspect in cryptocurrency, and the lending platform has been something that's just, you know, has been huge for people that you know, don't really know how to handle volatility in some of these markets, because, you know, I mean, if you're getting into some of these coins, you know, maybe you're just trying to buy or sell a little bit. It's, you know, it hasn't been too bad today, but you know, actually it's been a pretty steady day. Everything's kind of moving sideways right now. I have this in terms of the BTC price, so everything's kind of, you know, staying pretty steady. Stellar Lumens, which was performing pretty significantly earlier, it had about a 70% rise, is coming back down a little bit, but still pretty high. But yeah, I mean, everything's kind of trending up against Bitcoin in the top 20. So, but in terms like, I think the reason you're not really seeing a whole lot of price volatility right now is the volumes aren't really there. You're not seeing a whole lot of people trading it yet. And I think what you'll see is probably next 3 or 4 days, trading will start to pick up and you'll start to see volumes really, really increase. Right now, I don't really think let's take a look at some of the trade volumes. You know, Ripple, there's not a $1 billion coin trading in a 24-hour period. So volumes are down. The number one right now is Ripple and BitConnect. You know, about 700 million. So most everything else is like 300-400 million. So, you know, typically when you see the markets like humming, you know, you're seeing half a dozen coins doing $1 billion in trading in a few different exchanges. A lot of that's historically has been in BitThumb. You see that more on the weekends. You see more in, you know, times when people are trading, but that's when you see volumes really start to pick up and see people really getting into that. Oh, sweet, yeah. I'm interested to see that, Siobhan. Good to have you on. You got a big crowd. This is. I mean, anytime I do something like this on BitConnect, I get a lot of people interested in this. So, has anyone seen an actual real BTC paid card yet? It's a good question. You know, I haven't. You know, I've been kind of a recluse here. It's nighttime. It's probably what I'm assuming middle of the day back in the States. It's 2 in here. I can't go too far out. The internet starts cutting out. But that's Indonesia over my left shoulder. That's Singapore over my right shoulder. And then we're in Malaysia. So we got the 3-country span here. Yeah, I think BCC is a good hold right now. 1:20 New York time. Okay, that gives me something to work with. Craig said, no info forthcoming on ICO until January 10th, but you have to invest January 8th with no info. How can you buy ICO with no info at all? I don't know what the January 8th date is. The only date that I've heard is the January 10th date. I hope the music's not too loud. I've been doing a lot of video editing lately. I got all these little short clips I've been cutting up. I need some video help. Let's see what else I can kind of speak on. This is actually an interesting thing I was looking at. So I was like, so if they got the you know, BCC acronym, you see Bitcoin X futures, you see BCX. So with BCX, perhaps what you're seeing is maybe you see an opportunity for it's in a lot of ways it's like real estate. If you're looking at the code for the coin, it's actually important to kind of get yourself out there to get known as, you know, BCX. So that's another interesting dynamic, because if you're searching for BCX, that's the only one that comes up, and Bitcoin X futures is not a coin that's typically out there. I think that's why what you're seeing is you're seeing BitConnect rushing to the market to kind of put out a coin that is going to compete for kind of that domain name, the BCX. Because if you remember, with the first Bitcoin fork, what you had is you had Bitcoin Cash, and they're just coming out and they're like, yeah, we're BCC. And you had some of the exchanges were like, oh yeah, we're gonna recognize you as BCC, when BitConnect had been around for like 8 months. You know, like it's been around for a long time. It was like a top market cap coin. It was not a small coin. It's like a top, at that point, it was still like a top 10 coin. I mean, it was way up there. And then Bitcoin Cash is like, no, now we're with BCC. And so it didn't really work out like that. They lost that. Now they're BCH. And so I think what you're seeing is you're seeing some of these forks. And so that BCX, that's going to be an interesting kind of battleground there. And so what you have is you have Bitcoin X futures. So this is a coin that's not really trading right now. It's in a few different exchanges. So what you have is you have Huobi, you have Gate.io, you have, you know, Chow EX. I mean, I don't know, they're doing a little bit of trading. Mainly it's in Huobi, you know, 70% of the volume. But, you know, this is one that, you know, just came out as well. So this came out, you know, December 16th. But again, you know, you have to look at the brackets here. This is futures. This is still not official. And so I think what you're seeing is, I think you're seeing BitConnect doesn't want to wait until May on their roadmap to put out a coin that you know, needs to have that BCX acronym. And so they're moving forward with some of their plans to put that into place, because that's an interesting strategic dynamic, and I think that's what we're seeing. I don't know, you know, I don't think anyone really knows. So I talked with a few people in the BitConnect community, some of the promoters and Continentals, and that's kind of the feedback that I had received, is that no one really knows, you know, what's going on. It's basically it's the system. So the system is this is what they're rolling out. They've put some information on their website. For those of you guys that don't know, there was an article that was put out by BitConnect's website. Let me see if I can pull this up. So when you log in, I know they had like a pop-up, and they had the pop-up that came on there and basically kind of gave you some information, you know, about that. So this is the pop-up. So when you log in on the website, so this is what you get. You get, you know, January 10th. This is, so they're going with a different color scheme, kind of that aqua blue, you know, with that X. But I think that's what we're seeing. So there was also I think if you went into news, there was an article on here somewhere. Let's see if I can find that. I don't know if I can find that right off the top, because it's not like in there. In like Bitcoin news. Let me see if I can come in the dashboard and see what I can find here. Well, I don't know how successful I'm going to be at this. Let me check in the chat here a little bit. So would you hold coins in BitConnect and not reinvest? I think that might be a good strategy, just to kind of see, because I think, you know, I would have to assume that the BitConnect X or BitConnect X, if it is in fact an exchange, that you're going to have people that are going to be wanting to get into it, and you know, it is its own coin. So perhaps what you're going to need is you're going to need to buy the BitConnect X coin and in ICO phase, and there's going to be ways to do that. Now, traditionally with BitConnect, it's been Bitcoin, it's been BCC. So I would imagine those are the two that you're going to be able to transact with initially on that platform. You know, I don't know, maybe they have some more plans in the works, but when the more you complicate things, the more issues and security problems you might have that may come up. So I would imagine they maybe keep it simple for now, with plans to roll out more later. Again, like, this is, you know, if you have a little bit of a development background, you understand that some of this stuff takes time. You can't just, you have to be careful. This is, you know, you're dealing with digital money. You want to be concerned with security risks. BitConnect has been subject to this in the past, where they've had to take the website down because of you know, different loopholes in the system. So, you know, this is you know, something that's, and since there's not really like a public relations department really with BitConnect, you know, a lot of it's speculation. And so, like, when something happens and there's maybe some IT issues, people don't really know what's going on. Yeah, Litecoin might be a good, you know, a good one is that they may use as part of their exchange. I don't see why not. I like that, Lost Lizard. What's the max supply? I have no idea. I don't think they're unleashing any of that. BCCX, yeah, I mean, they could definitely do that. I think BCX would be a much better acronym to go after, and so I think that's what I would imagine they would go. You know, they would go for that, but who knows? Maybe they go for the BCCX. On the page it says Litecoin also. Okay, I don't know what page that is. Okay, all right. So these drop downs at the top here don't work yet. So you can see, like, you click on these, they don't work. So roadmap. But they do have a PR department. You can see that PR, that's new, mining. So I think they're going to allow mining. So this will be a little bit interesting to see how that rolls out. You got the ICO here. But yeah, scroll to the bottom. Yeah, I'm not getting anything when I scroll down. That's all I get. Oh, but I do see the Litecoin emblem. Okay, I see what's going on. We accept Litecoin. I can't click on anything else. It gets me to the website. There was, I don't know, I was scrolling around. I think it was on my phone where, like, I saw the article that they had on their website. I don't know how to get to that. Like, maybe I'll leave a link for it when I'm done with this stream. Crypto beats, yeah. That's something I want to get into. I want to work more with artists, and so I'm working with an artist. He created a song for me, and so I'm making a video to it. So some of the videos that I've seen in the crypto space, like, if I was doing them, I would have done them completely different. So this is, the nice thing about the nice thing about this landscape is that you can produce or you can do whatever you want. And one of this song has got McAfee kind of in the song as well. You can kind of hear that a little bit at certain times, but I was kind of going through some McAfee material and I came across, I forgot about this video that he did back in the long time ago, where he was just like, it was kind of like a parody video. But yeah, he's a very colorful figure, and he's kind of doing it also to kind of strike attention into certain things. But he's definitely a bright guy. He's having a large influence on the market recently. He's been trending in the news, much more so than he was earlier this year. You didn't really hear much from McAfee before, before really this month. So it's, he's been on the news. He's done a few, like, the vocals in this song are from his interview, which was back when, like, Bitcoin was like $3,000 or $4,000 back in, like, earlier this year, where he was doing kind of interviews with media personalities, and it was kind of interesting to see kind of the dynamics there. But yeah, I mean, one of his things is he's a very libertarian-minded person, so I mesh well with him because I am kind of coming from those same roots. I look at things more from a libertarian and freedom point of view. So we've got a lot of common in that respect. There's a lot of people in cryptocurrency I feel like are kind of libertarian at heart, so they have kind of those same type of values and belief systems. It's BitConnect new exchange like Binance. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I'm saying. Like, I started talking about that a little bit on my live streams. Once Binance hit like the top 5 in the exchanges, and it had like just come on the landscape, I was like, I think that this coin's got potential. I think its platform's got potential, and it just took off. So I haven't been trading as much in Binance. I'm going to be getting more into that before. I've seen videos of other vloggers that are doing videos on trading in there and whatnot, and part of that's because they have an affiliate system. So people are incentivized to start promoting them. They're incentivized to kind of explain it to people. So now when you have like promoter types, you have people that have been in cryptocurrency for a while, and now they might have like a promoter status with a company like BitConnect or what have you, but a platform comes along that is innovative. It's doing some different things. I think that's really an interesting aspect for people to get into, to really kind of understand at a much deeper level, so that you can eventually kind of teach it and explain it to people. And you're incentivized to do that through affiliate marketing, through this referral marketing. And this has kind of taken over the cryptocurrency landscape, whether you like it or not. You know, I'm not like an MLM guy. I think, you know, I'm not a guy to really kind of promote my links or do things like that. I mean, I do ask, you know, if you guys can leave a like on my on this video. That helps me kind of get more views on my page and whatnot. So I appreciate you guys help me out in that respect. Yeah, I think that, you know, what I'm really trying to do is you know, if I get some more information on this, you know, I'll be sure to kind of bring this to the foresight. But I really just wanted to kind of come out and do a video on this because, like, you know, I didn't know anything about it. And just like, yeah, all of a sudden, like, I had to hear it from like my audience and my group and my followers and whatnot. And I just, you know, I've been kind of working on, you know, all this other stuff. And then I just started getting the same message over and over again. So I figured it would be best to just come out and do a video on this. So I'm going to keep this video kind of short because I'm going to be heading to sleep here a little bit. It's getting late, and I got to wake up to get breakfast at 10 a.m. So I'm trying to wake my ass up in the morning, start working out and stuff. But trying to get on at a good time when I can get people online. Yeah, DM Profit pressed me. For taxes, should we just figure all daily interest as fully taxed income with zero cost and then take capital returns as a return of funds, so not taxable at all? Those are going to be interesting questions to ask a CPA that's getting, you know, kind of more into this. Like, I'm not a CPA. Now that I'm in a different country, I'm going to actually be looking for more opportunities to kind of get away from U.S. tax regulations. You know, and there's different ways to do that. So this entire complex here at Forest City is a duty-free tax zone, and there's interesting dynamics with that, and there's some incentives to start businesses and do some things. So I'm going to be very interested in kind of understanding the inner workings of that. As far as like my taxes for this past year, I mean, I'm going to do pretty much whatever is kind of trending is what you should do. I'm going to be watching videos on it. I'm sure people will be posting about it, and I'm going to be getting some advice from people back in the States, but I'm trying to get away from the States. And I think you're seeing more people that are getting really big in cryptocurrency that are from the States. They are they're starting to follow some of these different things as well. So where they're getting a second passport, a portfolio of passports, you know, that gives them some different advantage in some of these different countries. If you're still an American citizen, you still have to file even though you're overseas in the tax-free zone, right? Yeah, so I mean, I still got to file. And so actually it might be easier for me just to go back like March timeframe, just to get all of that figured out and kind of knock out some things I got to do back home. But you know, I'm not too worried about it right now. I'm organizing though. I got a lot of write-offs this year. I've been traveling so much. All that's a write-off. Will BitConnect X be a privacy coin? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I think if you know, that's a good question, Joe. You know, that could be you know, something that could be incorporated with what they're doing. I think for the most part though, BitConnect's trying to be very transparent, or transparent as they can be with what they're doing. And sometimes doing something like a privacy coin may not be the best way to do that, but who knows? Maybe that's something they start to work out a little bit in the future here. Get a Maltese passport or Cyprus and citizen by invest, travel, and live in over 120 countries without a visa. All right, guys, I appreciate you staying on. I'm going to keep this one short, at about 30 minutes. Like and subscribe, and I'll be doing another live stream sometime midday tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Take it easy.